Welcome everybody, my name is Michael, and today I have a weird video because if you logged on to Coinmarketcap, you would see that there is a new player in town. Welcome everybody, my name is Michael, and today we're discussing about a new cryptocurrency, because if you logged on to Coinmarketcap or Coingecko, within the past few days you might have realized that Polkadot is at $37 billion today, and it's 8th, while 9th is Internet Protocol, ICP Internet Computer Protocol, and it was actually 8th yesterday, and today it's number 9th with a total of $35 billion for its market cap. First of all, its name, what the can't swear, but Internet Computer? Are you serious? Like, you couldn't come up with any better name? I mean, if it feels like we're in a bubble, that's probably because we're in a bubble. But Internet Computer. Seriously, they could have come up with the Dominic Williams guy who created it. He could have come up with a better name than Internet Compute. I mean, come on. It's like my Ford that I'm sitting in right now. I purchased a car vehicle. That is right. I am in a car vehicle. Fantastic name. Great. So ICP Internet Computer, in its shortened version, promises to be the cryptocurrency version of AWS, Amazon's web services, or a rival to Microsoft's cloud and data services as well. So this is a pretty big hype factor that contributed it to have a value of over $45 billion. I mean, it just came out like 2 days ago, and it's currently at $35 billion after the market took a little bit of a dump. Now, that doesn't give me too much information. I don't know about you, but Internet Computer, the first thing I hear and think of that is, oh my God, it reminds me of the .com bubble. This is something that would happen in like 2000. Second thing, all right, the actual product services that they offer would be pretty cool. So let's explore that, because we can't have our buys just come off of the name alone. But any cryptocurrency that suddenly pumps up to $45 billion in a single day or 2 days, it makes you think, well, if Cardano has so much potential, if Polkadot has so much potential, if Algorand, if Swissborg, if Uniswap, if, I don't know, maybe like Bitcoin Cash, if Ethereum was so valuable in its early days, why didn't it suddenly pop off in 2015, just go like straight to the sky? I mean, it was a pretty valuable project. Ripple in its first days as well. What about EOS? Remember EOS? Fantastic project back then. Now, what's even more interesting is that ICP, for a brief moment, surpassed Dogecoin, surpassed everything that's been going on in the past few crazy, intense weeks. And it became the 4th most valuable cryptocurrency out of thousands, out of like 10,000 cryptocurrency projects. So, is it overvalued? In my opinion, even before I do the research, yes, because no project, I don't care how great it is, I don't care if it's the next Microsoft, the next Amazon, the next cryptocurrency revolutionary paradigm shift. I hate buzzwords. If it was a reasonable few $1 billion, I mean, that's even crazy for me to say, oh, just a reasonable few $1 billion. If it was a reasonable few $100 million, in fact, then I'd understand. Yes, if it slowly got up to $45 billion, but there's a lot of hype happening, obviously, with all of these crap coins over the past few weeks. Everybody, everywhere I go, there's huge cryptocurrency spam. You type in cryptocurrency on YouTube, half of the videos are just pure speculative hype. Oh my God, buy this. You're going to make 1,000% on this, 100x this. Oh my God, I made this much money. Buy this. It's a scam. No. I'm so sick and tired of this. But with all my biases aside, let us explore, and let's begin with Dominic Williams. Who is he? How did he come up with this? And what does he want from us, I guess? So first of all, it's a blockchain-based cloud computing project. All right. Who is it backed by? Because in order to be worth $45 billion, any project that is suddenly going to skyrocket like that, unless it's another Theranos situation, which she was even helped out as well by billionaires and super powerful companies, in order to suddenly gain even $1 billion worth of value within such a quick amount of time, you need some pretty powerful backers. So who is it? The number one name that pops up is Dfinity. So what is Dfinity and what do they do? It's a Zurich-based nonprofit. That is its description. Interesting. And I want to show you guys something. Here's a screenshot. It's never happened before, and that's right. It's been listed on so many popular exchanges all at once. This starts to make a little bit more sense. So we have a massive marketing campaign. These people had connections. They had very powerful connections. They were very wealthy. They raised 163 million. Oh my goodness, that is a crazy wrap. I just saw Volkswagen in a bright neon orange. That's fantastic. Anyways, so they raised $163 million in private funding rounds, and they also received $4.1 million in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's a pretty good start. And now as we get more information, we don't even care about what internet computer is. It could be a meme coin for all we care. The numbers don't lie. As soon as you get anything, this is over $163 million we're talking about. If you go back in 2017, any project that got a few $1 million in funding, that was pretty big talked about news. But this was $163 million plus $4.1 million after that. And they had a massive airdrop of 0.8% of the total ICP supply, which they valued at $35 million, which obviously gave the price valuation, which is absolutely crazy and nuts. But we start to piece the puzzle together a little bit. Even before we look at what internet computer is, that's kind of the harsh reality of cryptocurrency and even the stock market. You're going to have a lot of projects that, sure, this obviously has to have some value for it because a meme coin isn't going to get $163 million in funding, but in 2017, it was very easy to secure funding. In 2018, not so easy. Why? Because in a bull run, it's easy to make money and it's easy to get money. And most likely, the people that were behind Dfinity knew exactly that this would be the easiest time to get funding. Right now, when you see Ethereum going to new all-time highs and Bitcoin and all of this, and they did get great funding. They did an airdrop, which airdrops, if done properly, can absolutely help out your project with marketing, get a lot of people hyped up. And this was for the early investors as a reward. So I'm sure a lot of people actually made a fair amount of money off of that. So back in September, the early investors received a IOU version of ICP. And on Monday, a day before it was listed on Coinbase, you could have redeemed the IOUs for ICP. And then as soon as it was listed, a lot of people sold and a lot of people were like, whoa, what's this? It suddenly came out of nowhere. It was listed on Coinbase. It was listed on all these other major exchanges. Anything that gets listed on Coinbase has the Coinbase effect. Except now you do that times 20 because there's a bunch of exchanges, all the top ones, Binance, everybody, right? And you're like, whoa, okay, so people who have never seen this before suddenly start talking about it. Then you get news. Then you get free marketing. This is exactly how Donald Trump became president. He knew the power, the free marketing, the free media you're able to get by just creating a storm. He did a blitzkrieg into the political world, and ICP, Dfinity, and Dominic were like, listen, we have to do a blitzkrieg into the cryptocurrency world. How to do this perfect storm? Spend millions of dollars getting everything right from the beginning, do a massive airdrop, get every exchange pumped up. I'm not sure how they were able to get all the exchanges on board with this one. It was probably very difficult, and it probably cost them millions, tens of millions of dollars, but they had it and they did it properly, and now they're going to come out with billions. Now we're almost done. We have a few more bits of information before we actually get into ICP. I know there's a lot going on here. Andreessen Horowitz is part of it. You got Polygon Capital. You got a lot of hedge funds. You got some VCs. You got some pretty powerful people in cryptocurrency that were behind this. And as soon as you start getting people like that on board, oh my God, Andreessen Horowitz is easier to get funding from anywhere you're talking about. And people will have their ears raised. They're going to look at you and they're going to be very attentive. What the heck is going on here? Let me invest in that. And that's exactly what happened. So we had Andreessen Horowitz, we had a lot of billionaire investors, Polychain Capital, Scalar Capital, among others. So there was plenty of investors who were able to throw in a hefty amount, 9 figures, low 9 figures, but still a rather large amount. And why are they investing into it? Because internet computer is going to change the world, right? A decentralized cloud computing platform. That's what they're looking for. And all the investors, Multicoin Capital, Scalar Capital, SV Angel, Aspect Ventures, Village Global, Amino Capital, KR1. Oh my goodness, Polychain, A16Z. It's like all over the place, right? So a lot of people were interested in this. Now we see that there are many billionaires, many multimillionaires, many cryptocurrency early investors who are on board with this. Dfinity claims that they have raised almost $200 million towards their goal, and $61 million of that came in a fundraising round in February, which was part of the Andreessen Horowitz and Polychain investment round. There was multiple. There was one that was 100. It's all over the place, right? Dfinity hopes to launch its world computer, what it refers to as the Cloud 3.0. And we're also going to be making a video about what is Web 3.0, because you're probably living under a rock, just as I am, and we're like, what the heck? What about Web 2.0? What 3.0? It's just like the 8K monitors that came out a long time ago, and now they're going for even more stuff. I don't even have a 4K monitor. I'm just happy to play videos back in 720p, let alone 1080p and 4K and 8K and 16K. So this is how we feel about Web 3.0 and decentralization, all this stuff. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but it's crazy how fast technology is able to constantly evolve itself. And before you know it, we're going to reach the point of singularity where it's like explosive growth. Robots take over AI and we will be dominated, maybe. But anyways, so a scalable network, it's going to be more efficient than proof of work consensus, and it's going to be more decentralized than a system with nodes or super nodes, so proof of stake and all that stuff. This network would be capable of hosting the next generation of software services, the founder and chief scientist Dominic Williams stated. The network will be open sourced, which should make it both more secure and cheaper to operate. Now, that sounds all really cool. It sounds like, wow, this could be $1 billion project, most definitely. But is it worth $45 billion? I don't know about that. I mean, that's, it's kind of like Tesla. Tesla's overvalued. Tesla's a fantastic company. I really believe in Elon Musk, but it's a little overvalued. Like Amazon, they've been around a very long time. They're dominating the entire world. They're literally selling everything. They started from books, and now they're purchasing, like they purchased Whole Foods. They purchased all their competitors out. It's war. Jeff Bezos dominated the world, right? It's a really cool idea. I get it. The future, the Cloud 3.0, it's going to be using something that's better than proof of work. That's pretty cool. It's going to be open source, all right. It's going to be secure, cheaper. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. There's been a lot of people who invested, but you know why they invested? Because they don't care about the technology. I mean, they do a little bit, but they really care. You think Andreessen Horowitz really cares about this stuff, like at a deep down level? He's like, oh, yes. No, he doesn't care. You know what he cares about? He cares about his money. That's what all these capital firms care about. They care about money, and they got it. They got it right now. When it was listed, everybody got it. You think these guys were buying ICP for cheap? Oh, no. I remember 2017, this was when my eyes were opened up to the world of investing before the actual public starts investing. And I realized, wow, a lot of these companies and hedge funds and VCs, these guys are multimillionaires. You want to know why? Let me give you an example. So you find a stock. It's now valued at $10. It's already been listed. But long before it was listed, there were investors, just like the early Facebook investors, hedge funds, who were able to purchase that stock, not for $1, not for $5. Maybe it came out at $1 when it was listed, and then over time eventually found itself to the $10 point. But before that, you had multiple rounds of investments, if it's a rather large company, and in this case, yes, it's a pretty big project, where the very early investors, unfortunately, or fortunately for them, but unfortunately for the public, these guys are super powerful and rich, and most likely they're pooling their money together to be even more powerful and to get the best discounted rates. Imagine this is kind of like the Costco of cryptocurrency or stocks, where right before, like years before this project is launched, at $1, people are purchasing it for a penny. Now, think about that. You're purchasing a whole bunch at a penny, maybe even less than a penny, maybe a fraction of a penny. And then, bam, it's launched at $1, 100x right off the bat. Of course, when you're investing millions of dollars, this is a pretty profitable venture. But then it may continue to rise up. So you realize where this is going. This is why these guys are millionaires. This is why they're super successful. It's not because they're investing after a project's been launched. It's been way before that. Now, of course, this is necessary in order for some projects to get to the point where they are today or in the future, because they need investment capital, right? They need to pay for staff, they need to pay for new technology or development or research or science or whatever they need it for, right? In some cases, it turns out to be a scam. In some cases, it turns out that the company's just going bankrupt, there's not enough money, the money was misused, something happened. In other cases, everything turns out okay, but it's not, it's not a diamond mine. And in the rare cases, you get something that's a absolute gem, such as this for the investors. Where in cryptocurrency, you have a lot more risk, but if you put in a few $1 million, maybe, just maybe, you might become a billionaire. And that's exactly what happened here. So currently, ICP is priced at $325.51. It was launched at $700 something. I can only imagine that the early investors from years ago, back in like 2017, 18, whenever this was coming about, got plenty of ICP for probably just a few bucks or maybe even less, and that's probably what happened. So at its highest, it was over 700, and then immediately, bam, it dumped. It dumped like 60% because all the people who were waiting to take a profit, that's what they were waiting for. The investors on the day of when ICP got launched, when they saw it's on Coinbase, and they're like, let me buy it, and then boom, this huge wall just falls down upon them. They were absolutely destroyed by people who were already millionaires years back, and now they're probably becoming billionaires because, hey, why not? They made a bunch of money. They don't really care about what's going to happen with the future of this project. But since they have so much money, they're probably not going to sell all of it just in case it continues to rise up. And that's, they move on to the next project. So it's the world's first blockchain that runs at web speed with unbounded capacity. That's what it says on Coinmarketcap. Great. Wow. And currently, yesterday's volume was almost $900 million, and the market cap right now, despite what's been going on this week, where it fell back to $35 billion, right now, on the 14th of May, it's back above $40 billion, $40.268 billion. It's ranked number 8th, and this is absolutely crazy. And there's a total circulating supply of 123,949,677.8 ICP, but this is interesting because that's not all. So in total, there's 469,213,710 ICP, and those were the tokens that were created at the Genesis unlock on Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which implies a fully diluted market capitalization of $182 billion at the ongoing price of $390. Well, right now it's below 390, it's 323.44, but that still means this project, with all of the tokens out there, was well over $150 billion. And that kind of puts things into perspective. The early investors, the founders, the team behind it, someone has billions of dollars, and there's probably a lot of billionaires just waiting to realize their gains. Some already have. And it makes you realize, ooh, okay, this might be a bubble. Like this is worth a lot, but is it worth 180 billion? Is it worth 150 billion? I don't know about that, man. It was created in 2016 by Dominic. The purpose of the internet computer is to extend the public internet so it can also be the world's compute platform. Today, the internet is a network that connects everybody and everything, but systems and services currently run from private infrastructure. The scientific breakthrough behind the internet computer is chain key technology, which encompasses dozens of advanced technologies such as novel consensus, non-interactive distributed key generation. Oh my goodness, this is a mouthful. Network, nervous system, internet identity, blah, 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 blah. A lot of pretty cool sounding buzzwords. It is one of the fundamental breakthroughs behind the internet computer, enabling it to have a single public key. This is a huge advantage because it allows any device, including smartwatches and mobile phones, to verify the authenticity of artifacts from the internet computer. The single public key is just the tip of the iceberg. All right, sounds pretty cool. It's probably worth a few billion. I think it's overvalued. That's just my opinion of it. We might do more videos on it in the future, and that's today's video. So thanks for watching. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, and we shall see you guys tomorrow.